Hello and welcome. My name is Gene, and today we're going to do a pretty low to the ground practice, very deep holding of postures, and just spending some time in the brain, observing any thoughts, observing any impressions of the body when it's in that deep state of stillness. So, to set yourself up today, you're going to want to have for yourself a ramp at the back of your mat. I have two blocks that are stacked to essentially an ascending stair kind of mindset. You've got one block that's vertical, one block horizontal. And then I have a yoga bolster that I'm using for today's practice. But if you have a firm pillow that you can comfortably drape over those two ramped blocks, you'll still get the same benefit and same sensation to connect with. So all of that said, take some time. When you have your ramp established, you're going to connect your sit bones and your tailbone to the ground, and then lay the spine back. Take some time just acclimating yourself to this feeling of your tailbone supported by your ramp. Alongside that introductory impression, you're still breathing in through the nose, out through the nose, or with a sigh or yawn through the mouth. And simply noticing each piece of your spine, each vertebrae. If there's any need to lift up in some capacity, if there's any need to sustain. Maybe that's a great place to roll the shoulders down a little bit. Arms to the sides of your body. Allowing yourself just to be in this moment. Now, a practice of this nature tends to connect you to your lower chakras, namely your Muladhara, your root chakra, your Svadhisthana, the sacral chakra, and a little into your solar plexus, your abdomen, your Manipura chakra. So, when relating to intention work or finding an intention for today's practice, anything centered around rooting yourself in a purpose, anything centered around finding a right to feel or relate to your world through sensation, or connecting to your inner strength, that inner self-confidence and inner power. Any of those can indeed serve as apt intentions for today. Take just a couple more breaths to let yourself find an idea that's comfortable today for you. As the body will be stationary like this for most of your practice, it's just that moment to be sure that you are set, you have your purpose aglow in yourself. So taking that next inhale, just going to point your feet up the bolstered ramp. You've got arms overhead. Take a good stretch in the body. And then as you exhale, bring your feet down toward the base of your bolster. Just pressing them very softly into your ramp. Take another breath in here. And then exhale. Knees come to your chest. Rock side to side a couple times. Just so that you allow your sacrum to widen, even if for a moment. And then taking that inhale, the arms release. You're going to bring your feet back down to the base of your ramp. And then exhale, tipping your knees to your right side. This will likely have your feet slide off the ramp itself. But coming into that supine twist. Take a moment and breathe. Discern what the breath is communicating to you in through your nose. And then out through the nose, or with a yawn through the mouth. Right hand can reach to the left leg in some capacity. And of course, look away from your legs if you'd like to deepen your twist a bit. So just some preliminary things as you're easing into your twist. This kind of practice that you're moving through today can be effective for the body if you find yourself adrift, if you find yourself caught in the breeze, the tempest or flurry of activity around you. Sometimes it can be nice to give your body a deeply grounding, deeply relaxing practice just to reconnect with what you deem to be your purpose. In a way, it's even contesting this idea that we always need to be in motion, that we always have to feel like we're doing something to be, quote unquote, effective, efficient. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your body is just letting yourself anchor down to a place for a moment or two. Be with what you're feeling and breathe. Great work. If you looked away from your legs, the eyes come back up to your ceiling. And then using your right hand, taking that next breath in, you're just going to help your legs back to center, plant your feet on the bolstered ramp again or on that pillowed ramp. Take an exhale, just letting the knees sink in toward the body. Almost like you're pulling down from your kneecaps all the way in toward your hip space. Take another breath here. Good work. Inhale now. Your feet plant down on your ramp once more, nice and soft. And then as you exhale, tipping your knees to your left side now for that supine twist. Just feeling that soft, expansive twist happening in your lumbar spine. Torso facing the ceiling. Left hand now can move toward the top of the right leg. And again, feel free to look away from your legs if you want to deepen your twist. Doing great. Past that halfway point, again, nice place to really sink into whatever idea, whatever sankalpa or heartfelt feeling, whatever intention you want to offer today for your practice. Offer yourself just another breath here. And if you're looking away from the legs, take the eyes back up to the ceiling in your time. Now taking that next inhale, the left hand scoops beneath the left leg, helping both legs back to your ramp. And then exhale, extend them both onto your bolstered or pillowed rampway. Take a welcome rebound here, just being still. Maybe you move the body around a little bit, just so that you know you're getting all of those impressions lodged within you. So when you feel that rebound has passed the body enough, just gonna do a couple of other longer shapes here. So breathe in through your nose. Your left leg is gonna stay on the ramp itself. And then breathing out, the right knee bends, sole of your right foot over by the base of your ramp. From there, you're just opening that right knee out to the side. Sole of your right foot against the inner portion of your left thigh. This is an uprooted tree, a variation of your reclining tree or fallen tree pose. Now, observe how the right knee feels being suspended in space. It might create a deeper opening in your right hip than you would generally feel in a tree pose. For now, categorize it. Perhaps in another moment or two, there's a desire to classify it or vary it a bit. You're about halfway in. Breathe. Hear the vibrations of thought wave moving through your brain as you are being still. What do those thoughts comprise? What are they made out of for you? Any kind of gentleness, any kind of self-criticism, or any kind of observational, objective perspective. We'll offer ourselves 2 more breaths here. Again, just collecting all of the information from your time. So as that next inhale arrives, you're going to take your right hand, move it beneath the right thigh, very gently help the knee point back in that upward diagonal. Little bitty hip twist here, exhale. Left hand reaches up, grabbing onto that right thigh. Doesn't have to be too far in your twist. In fact, it may feel nice just to keep that right leg barely crossing over the left. Just taking a couple breaths here. You're getting that nice little engagement in the upper right femur region of your leg. Even more into the gluteal chain of muscles. Last breath here. Good work. So taking that next inhale, you're going to start helping your right leg recross over your body. On the exhale, your right ankle will catch itself on your left thigh, opening the right knee back out. And then bending that left knee, walk the left foot toward the body. You'll be in a reclining pigeon, just with a little more elevation here. So breathing in, breathing out. Maybe you've got a little flexion happening in your right foot. But throughout all of this, just think about how you're feeling, what you're feeling. Reflect on any elements that are wanting to share space with your practice. Take another minute here and breathe. Solid work. We'll take just another 2 more breaths. These longer periods of silence, just an opportunity to really dive into yourself. Arrive at the root of any sensations that feel a little less than comfortable, less than savory. Just to decide how best to adjust or adapt or vary. So starting off, we breathe in. You're going to slide that left leg back on your ramp. And then as you breathe out, the right leg extends back onto what would be a ramp. Great time to rebound. Also reset your ramp if, like mine, yours decided to take a tumble. And a good time to drink some water as well, if you'd like. Just a matter of coming back up. And another great time to share that slope of your mat's ramp. Sometimes The higher it is, the more of that opening you get. But less of a slope could also be a little more manageable for the body, especially in some of those cross-body movements. So, finding your way back down to your ramp, legs long and lengthened, breathing big from the in and out. So we'll take those same 3 postures from the other side's perspective, starting with that uprooted tree. Breathe in through your nose. And then breathe out, bending your left knee now, sole of the left foot by the base of your bolstered ramp. From there, it's another inhale, just making sure that inner crease of the left foot is close to your inner right thigh. And then exhale, opening that left knee out to the side. Uprooted tree. May provide you a slightly deeper hip opening, getting a little further into that inner hip crease by having your legs elevated like this. If you generally have a fallen tree in your practice, perhaps observe how this variation feels for you. A little more comfortable, maybe a little more uncomfortable because of the elevation. One of the longer postures in your practice today, you could certainly call this a featured shape, as it definitely gives you time to plant into whatever thoughts you're carrying. Being grounded like a tree amidst all of those flurrying cyclonic energies can really recenter you into whatever goals, whatever intentions you've set for yourself. You are doing great. Just another minute to go here. Hold space for any of those impressions, both the comfortable and the less than comfortable. After all, even in the discomforting feelings, there's something to be gleaned, something to be observed, maybe even something to carry with time. But still remembering that you have body autonomy with your space and can always decide what you want to carry and what you want to put down. So as before, take that inhale, left hand gently scoops the left knee back to center. And with the left palm on the ground, the right hand exhales, reaches for the left. Again, little bitty twist. As you cross the left leg over the right, we'll take another 5 breaths here. Given the nature of your ramp supporting your right leg, that left knee by no means needs to touch the ground. It's just finding an eased place for that left leg to suspend itself for 2 more breaths. Nice. So breathing in, you start to guide that left leg back toward the center. Your left ankle will catch itself against the right thigh, opening the left knee back out to the left side. And with your left ankle on your right thigh, take a breath in here. As you breathe out, walk that right foot down the ramp for this reclined pigeon. Not quite as much time here as in your uprooted tree. But breathing here all the same. For this form or this side of it, allow your arms to vary in shape. Maybe you want to do something different for this part. And in truth, this side of your reclined pigeon form is what will lead you into that deep dive of your practice today. So reflecting, we did a total of 4 postures this practice. While they weren't very many, the time to dive deep into each of them allowed you an opportunity to sift through the earth of you, that sacred soil that you know yourself to carry. You're re-examining what you know to be your purpose, the feelings and emotions that might frame that purpose in your body, and then the energy, the power, the self-will that you use to charge your momentum and allow you forward motion. Allow another 2 more breaths for you here. And then when that next inhale arrives, take your time lengthening that right leg on the bolster, on your ramp. On the exhale, the left leg joins it, uncoiling, uncurling. Arms come back down to your sides if you varied them. Allow yourself one more rebound here, restabilizing your ramp. And when you feel restabilized and recentered, this is a great place to maybe bring your blanket with you, drape it over your chest. As this is where we will remain for another few more minutes. Just enough time to reflect on what this very gentle, very grounding, earth-centric practice did for you. So, after all those last little movements have been served, come back to a place of stillness, a place where you can remember your breath and honor your heartbeat, a place to uphold the spaces of silence that you allowed your body to reside within, with one more space of silence coming. Release any tension, any stiffness, any kind of uncomfortability that you might have been holding throughout your journey today. And with that, enjoy your Savasana. Thank you for everything that you do on and off of your mat. I'll bring you out of the state of rest shortly. The time has come to begin guiding yourself back to this plane. From that deep place of reverent, quiet warmth, engage with your breath. Allow the nostrils to widen just an extra bit more as you breathe in. Even taking a sip of air at the top of your breath to fill the lungs to their brim. It's all just to exhale through the nose with a big sigh or yawn through the mouth as well. And then starting to guide the body back with wiggles at the fingertips and toes. Tipping the neck side to side a couple times, nice and slow. Circles at the wrists and ankles. But ultimately, it's your body, your space, your practice. So make any movements that feel good for you, that honor and strengthen your tether to this corporeal plane. When you feel yourself reconnected on your mat, at whatever time this practice has found you, you're welcome to end your time in the conjured state of your savasana. Maybe it feels more familiar to tip your knees to a side and help yourself up to one last seat of your choosing. Take your time to find your way there. And of course, as always, allow the body to find a form that resonates with what you feel to be the end of your practice, as covered by the arms, legs, and eyes and their chosen points. And finally, coming back to your intention today, having spent a more restorative practice, grounding yourself into a deep sense of purpose, a deep sense of knowing where your feelings and emotions can guide you forward, and a deep sense of reconnecting with your personal power. That power could serve as a truth, it could serve as a light, it could serve as a reminder to yourself of all the work that you do on this planet. May you always move with purpose. May you always move validated in what you feel. And may you always move connected to the power that you carry within. With that said, it has been my humble, happy honor to have shared this space with you. I hope that you enjoy whatever your day ahead brings, and may you always live this life in your authentic way, bringing your shine and radiance to this beautiful planet we share. The luminosity in me cherishes, respects, and will always celebrate the luminous blooming heart in you. Shanti. Namaste. Thank you so much again for making time for yourself. Again, no matter what period of the day this practice has found you, may you make it the day you need it to be. Thank you for your time, and until we meet each other on our mats again, namaste.